Welcome back to It Starts with Clarity. This is where real conversation happens at life's crossroads. I'm your host, Ellen Gibson, and today we're diving into a powerful and relatable topic: the 5 things that hold you back from making a decision. If you're standing at a pivot point, maybe in your career, a relationship, your business, or just your next personal move, this episode's for you. Now, let's explore what might be keeping you stuck, and more importantly, how to move forward. One of the first things is fear of the unknown. That's natural. Our brains are wired to seek comfort and to avoid risk. Even if you're unhappy where you are, it feels familiar and therefore safer. It feels safer than stepping into an unknown. Clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from doing. Just a quick reflection question. What are you afraid might happen if you make this decision? And what might happen if you don't? Think about both of those. This is a practical tool I want to give you today. Write down your worst case scenario. Then write down the best case scenario. You'll often find the fear loses its power when it's in black and white. The next one is overthinking and analysis paralysis. Wow, how many of you have ever felt that before? We've all been here. Researching, planning, gathering more information, asking 5 more people what they think. This is analysis paralysis, and it's disguised as productivity, but it's actually a way of staying stuck. So, our clarity tip: set a decision deadline, commit to choosing by then, and trust yourself to act with the information that you have now. Remember, you're making the best decision that you can make with the information that you have at this time. You don't need more information. You need more trust in your ability to adapt. Now, the third one's a big one. Wanting the perfect option. We live in a culture obsessed with optimization, the perfect job, the perfect path, the perfect time. But perfection is a myth. What we're often seeking is guaranteed success, which doesn't exist. Waiting for the perfect choice is really a way to avoid vulnerability. Instead, ask, which option feels most aligned with my values right now? And if you need a little reminder, try this mantra: progress over perfection. How many of you have ever felt stuck or not made a decision because you're afraid of disappointing others? Raise your hand if you've ever stayed stuck because you didn't want to upset someone else, maybe a parent, a partner, a boss, or a mentor. The fear of judgment or letting others down is a heavy weight. But here's what I've learned. The longer you delay your own path to protect others' comfort, the more resentful and misaligned you become. Remember, you're not here to live someone else's script. You own your own path. So, I want you to take this action. I want you to write down whose opinion you're most afraid of, and then write down why your opinion deserves equal, if not greater, weight. The next one is just lack of internal clarity. Sometimes we struggle to decide because we haven't given ourselves space to listen in. We're moving too fast, listening to too many outside voices, or just avoiding the quiet altogether. Decision-making gets easier when we understand ourselves. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. What matters most right now. What do I really want? Not what looks good or sounds good, but what do I really want? And lastly, what would I choose if I wasn't afraid? Now, during the next few days, this next week, I want you to take 30 minutes or so. I want you to turn the phone off, clear the calendar. This is an appointment with you, with yourself, just you, a notebook. And I want you to write down this question. What decision is calling for my attention? And what do I already know deep down? Ponder that. Write the things that come to your mind. You'll be surprised. Now, let's review those 5 things that are holding you back. Fear of the unknown, overthinking or analysis paralysis, waiting for that perfect option, the fear of disappointing others, and or a lack of internal clarity. Here's the good news. The moment you name what's holding you back, you can begin to loosen that grip. If you're facing a decision right now, remember, you don't have to figure it all out. You just have to be willing to take the next step. And if you'd like help identifying that step, join one of our virtual boot camps or mastermind groups, because your next level begins not with certainty, but with clarity. Thank you for joining me today on It Starts with Clarity. If this episode helped you, please share it with a friend or leave a review to help others find us. Until next time, I'm Ellen Gibson, reminding you, real change begins with real clarity.